Tonight, from Seattle, Washington, it's Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. As we'll see Drew Lock and the Seattle Seahawks taking on Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
We are just south of Pioneer Square here in the great northwest city of Seattle at newly named Lumen Field, home of the 12s. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Jacksonville Jaguars. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They will be led out by a second-round pick in 2019. Out of Missouri, it's Drew Lock.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test the secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
Now a play fake, and here's Lock. Steps away. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Second and 10. Now Lock on the move to his left. And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. They look to throw. It's Lock. Steps away to his left. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big connection on that one. 34 yards. All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. What does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does, because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, it makes you a little bit hesitant.
Time to regroup. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Here's Lock. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They're led by the #1 overall pick of the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And he certainly had his share of struggles in the opener, threw a couple of ill-timed interceptions in the game. So that was something that was harped upon all week in practice. Because if he's going to help this team be a winning one, he can't give the football away like he did last week.
Lawrence's throw taken in by Chark. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, Nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And now the throw taken in by Chark. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Lawrence. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Seahawks are going to take over at their own 41. So problems with errant passing continuing. Remember, he threw 2 picks in the loss last week and now another here in this first quarter.
And sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week. And he can't do it all on one throw.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
That one brought back a few nightmares because when a quarterback gets outside of the pocket, your job as a defensive back, make sure you stay as deep as the deepest receiver and not let anyone leak behind you for a big play. A nice job there having discipline and not letting them connect on that pass. And they'll use him out in the backfield and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Out to his left. And now he'll let this one go deep, back over the middle. And that is incomplete.
Scramble drill there, partner. Some teams have some pretty good rules for it. Others are just saying, make sure you work your way back into the sight lines of your quarterback, even if you take the play deep. And that's what they attempted to do on that one, unable to connect.
Play action. Now it's Locke. He finds his man, complete. That's Hodges. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 29-yard line.
And, partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
Rolling to his left. A high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
Whenever you see a quarterback break contain, just think to yourself, the receivers on that side of the field, their number one job, make sure they get in his sight line so he can try and find someone downfield. Guys on the backside, make sure you don't give up the deep ball. They tried it there. They weren't able to connect.
Sliding out of the pocket. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Locke. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Here's 2nd and 10. Locke looks to throw it again. Eluding the pressure right. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks have taken a first quarter lead. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville offense ready to go back to work. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. And they'll run it. This is James Robinson.
Second and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Lawrence there, complete to Robinson. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. And just a yard to go here on 2nd down. Lawrence with the handoff to Robinson. He could muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. From the shotgun, Lawrence, he'll fight his man, Laviska Shenault. And he is going to have a Jags first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Looking to throw, Lawrence. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. DJ Chark. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Jaguars are within an extra point of tying this one up. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And we are tied here in the 2nd quarter. So the extra point good, and the roughing call going to move the ball out to the 50 for the kickoff.
And I think this is a good chance to pin them deep if you can land the kickoff inside the 5-yard line or so. Gain some field position for your defense.
So I'll leave it at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And they have been disruptive in the passing game, as we're going to see here.
And it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, you cover a guy in your area. And those windows that quarterbacks are seeking to throw into, they're closed in this case.
Yeah, they've been all over the place, knocking down pass after pass. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. It's a big play there for Seattle.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure's good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw it is Locke. Touchdown, Seahawks. Will Dissling, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks have taken the lead.
Brandon, they just got the ball, and already they're in the end zone, and you're getting ready to talk about the PAT. That was fast.
Now the try here for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Lawrence to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. We don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Second and 5. Here's Carson. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Catch is made by Metcalf. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Second and 12. On play action, Locke. Under a heavy rush, reception. Down he goes. And quickly they get to the line. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll buy some time right. To the right side and complete to Metcalf. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. They'll get 19 out of this, but it will still bring up a 4th down. I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So that challenge, a successful one. So out now is the Seattle field goal team. They'll spot it at the 30, so this is a 40-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
Taking it about the 1. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Trevor Lawrence of the Jacksonville offense ready to go back to work. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
On the catch, it's Crowder. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Lawrence. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. And the Jaguars send out their punter, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. So we are at halftime here in downtown Seattle with the Seahawks out in front. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports halftime report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll start over at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Jameis Winston, couple of touchdown passes as his guys win their 2nd straight to start the year. Next, we head north to Philly to check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they were winners as they defeat the visiting New England Patriots. The Eagles getting the home cooking as they pull their record back to 1-1. And one final game to highlight. It's Monday Night Football, and they've got a good one this week. between the Minnesota Vikings and the LA Rams. In the game you're watching, it's been Drew Lock with a strong first half. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Jaguars with work to do. They trail here as we are back underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Jaguars ready to get going to start quarter number 3. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
To start it out, Robinson. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play, because that's been an issue for them in this game. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll run again here with Robinson. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try the left side. Robinson. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Now it's Lockett. A nice run back there off the good punt. It's a 16-yard return. And it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10. So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. Last week they got the victory against the San Francisco 49ers. They've got the lead in this one as well right now. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Lock off a play action. Rolling to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. That one a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
Many times when a play breaks down and the quarterback's moving around outside of the pocket, you're thinking just get rid of something short. But a lot of guys are coached, think deep, take the big shot, hoping someone can get lost behind the secondary. They weren't able to connect on that one.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Lock forced out to his left. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Lock to throw. High throw, but the catch is made. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Lock working out of the gun. They'll roll him out right. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. We sit in quarter number 3 out in Seattle. A 2nd and 10 now. Lock now to throw. Steps away. And he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete. Throwing now is Lock. On the move to his left. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Jacksonville's pass defense holds serve. 4th down. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. And this one is right down the middle. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7. So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting through.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that could all change because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jacksonville set to go again offensively. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Now Lawrence on 1st down. Shart's got it, left side. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did. Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Robinson, and he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. From the gun, it's Lawrence. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense. The DeForest Buckner using those big hands and getting in there and bringing him down for the sack. On 3rd down, Lawrence. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And the Jaguars send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. Oh, this is off the side of his foot. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. DK Metcalf for the Seattle offense about set to take over once again. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. They fake the handoff. Now Locke. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Now Locke on the bootleg. No escape for Locke, and he'll go down. Josh Allen. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. And nowhere to hide on that play.
No, there was not, because every exit door, that was surrounded. And I think that was supposed to be a bootleg, but he had no chance to get outside the pocket and try and make a play.
On 3rd and long, it's Locke out to his left. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. It's a big play there for Seattle. Here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So 3 plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. From the gun, it's Locke. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. Locke going to throw. Rolling to his left. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Drew Locke with touchdown number 3 in the game and 6 on the year. And the Seahawks are on their way to a 2-0 start. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. 5 plays there on that drive. And it was finished off with a 10-yard touchdown scamper. Now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taking it about the 1. And with a marker down, he's up just past the 25-yard line, but I think they're going to be going backwards. Let's check the call. holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. But that field position after the return wasn't terrific. It's not a great starting field position as well.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Lawrence will throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. He won't get in, but they are going to have the football in a great spot. 1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing is ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
Defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. Play clock down to 0. And this is not the way to start a drive. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Lock escaping the pressure right. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They're certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the 4th quarter.
Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line. 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Lock flushed out right. Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown. From 8 yards out. And the Seahawks are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Well, I tell you what, Charles, I know that you don't put a ton of stock into power rankings and things of that nature, but another score here, and 2 weeks into the season, this is maybe the most impressive team in the NFL. Would you agree?
Well, they've certainly sold me as they've sold you, and I agree with you, no question about it. They won easily last week. They're on their way to another lopsided victory here. They're definitely a team to be reckoned with, and they are serving notice to the rest of the league.
Extra point right down the middle. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Lawrence. That's complete as he goes right back to Crowder. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down at 6. Now Lawrence to throw. Throw left side, going to be caught by Chenault. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
60 outlaw. Come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come out here. Come get some.
And they'll throw on 1st down with Lawrence. On the slant, this is Chark. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Now Lawrence. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. Throwing again here. It's Lawrence. The open man is Chark. It's complete. And he will have a Jaguars 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Open man right side is Chark. Puts it on the carpet. It's out. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Locke going to throw it here. Steps away. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively. It's 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Locke. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Off play action. Locke on the move to his left. And they're going to get him down well short of the first, as he can only get this to about the 19. A field goal would tie it, but they want more. They're going for it. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39.
Well, partner, nothing but praise from me for this offense. They have been tremendous all night long. They knew what they had to do to unlock the defense. And let's face it, this has been a master class in offensive football that we've been here to witness.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. And that'll set him back 5. Successive penalties have them looking now at a 1st and 20.
Nice 13, nice 13. He's coming, he's coming. Check in. Here we go, here we go.
And they'll indeed take a knee. So the victory here for Seattle, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Seahawks, they use the favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the San Francisco 49ers. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.